31-29, hand round of applause, definitely.
And a standing ovation. I love that everybody here acknowledges it. Love it. Zoo's the best. Congrats, buddy. What a great afternoon for you. 31-29. There he is. Calm, Kawhi. Relax, relax.
Oh.
An emotional outburst there.
I know, right? He can hardly contain himself right there. He's so excited.
Jackson.
Oh, Kawhi!
What?
You know, honestly, I'm in awe right now. I'm in like, wow, shock mode. I mean, it looks like a Clippers role player has a historic night. And, you know, you would think, you know, historic nights usually more or less come by like the superstar caliber type players. But in this situation, it looks like a role player had the biggest night of the Clippers season so far. One of the biggest nights of the season. I mean, and the player I'm talking about, of course, is Ivica Zubac. I mean, Zubac really 31-29. That is, first of all, about a week ago, Anthony Davis on the Lakers was having, you know, games remotely close to that, you know, himself, or games like that, you know, for, I say 3 or 4 game stretch. And, you know, for, you know, Zubac, a role player, to come out and step out and play like that was very unexpected and, you know, very not calculated. Nobody saw that coming. And he plays the game of his life, the game of his career. And, you know, so far this season, I mean, Zubac has probably been the best player the Clippers have, or, you know, on their roster in regards to consistency, in regards to battling on the boards, you know, being physical in the paint, you know, making more of a presence in the paint, and, you know, having that mindset going into every game, like he wants to dominate somehow, some way on the court. And, you know, I can remember in the offseason where Zubac had said he wanted more, you know, he wanted the ball to come to him more. He wanted more offensive opportunities. And, you know, I'm looking at him this year and I'm like, wow, you know, he said that in the offseason. He mentioned that before he signed a $33 million contract. And right now he's playing up to that contract. Some people might even think that he's exceeding expectations of that contract. So, I mean, shout out to Zubac, man. That was really huge, really big. Clippers Nation is very happy for that. I mean, he really made a statement, you know, that game. And if he's going to be a force like that, of course, you know, he's not going to score, you know, 31-29 every night, of course, like that. But if he's going to be a force like that in the paint, where he can battle and get 10 to 15 rebounds a night and get you close to double digits and, you know, get a couple of blocks on top of that. I mean, you know, if he's going to play like that for the most part, with that type of energy, with that type of, you know, mindset going into every game, this team would be just fine, especially if they can get the 2 superstars back on the floor with some consistency, which seems to be the more concerning issue with the Clippers than anything else, because their depth and everything plays good, you know, a lot of nights and things like that. But Zubac himself, really, as I said, he's been the most consistent player that I've seen on the Clippers this season. I mean, every game I feel like he's making an impact in a game, whether it's offensively, defensively, you know, getting rebounds, whatever the case may be. He's playing like a better big man. He's playing like the big man I think a lot of people envision him to be ever since he got in the NBA on the Lakers, and then he transferred to the Clippers. So, I mean, so far, so good this season from Zubac. I really hope he keeps it up. I really hope that he maintains what he's doing and, you know, just continue to build from there, because, you know, you got to think about this. When Kawhi Leonard comes back, specifically Kawhi Leonard, him and Kawhi Leonard has a good rapport with each other in regards to chemistry. If you notice and ever watched, you know, Clippers games, you would notice when Kawhi Leonard, when there is a pick and roll set, Kawhi Leonard will always give, you know, Zubac the bounce pass straight to the paint so he can get the 2 points, or find Zubac in the paint when Zubac is down in the post and let Zubac go to work. And there's times where, you know, Kawhi Leonard has fed off that pick and roll situation where Zubac would come to the top of the key, set the screen, you know, Kawhi will go around it, shoot the fadeaway or shoot the mid-range jumper because he's got one-on-one coverage with one defender. And now, or sometime, he would actually, come off the screen and actually deliver a bounce pass to a cutting Zubac straight to the basket, and that gives him an easy 2 points. So, I mean, if Zubac is playing like this without the services of Kawhi Leonard, when Kawhi Leonard comes back, that'll be one player he'll really actually benefit off of more, because as I said, the last couple seasons, I've noticed, here and there, watching, really paying attention to everything, the depth and everything and the nuances of the game and every little piece. That's one person that, Kawhi Leonard gets at least two to three of his assists that he probably averages 4 or 5 assists a game. 2 or 3 of his assists that he gets per game is off of Zubac. You know what I'm saying? So to me, like I said, that can add more points to Zubac's total going into games when Kawhi Leonard comes back. And of course, with Kawhi Leonard on the floor, along with PG, it's going to make his job even easier, because, the only thing is, in that regard, he might get less rebounds, of course, because, when they're on fire, when they're shooting well, there's not many rebounds to get when the ball's going in the hoop, right? But still, if he's going to play with that type of mindset, that type of presence, and that type of everything, the Clippers, I mean, like I said, if they can get healthy, man, they'll be just fine, because nobody expected Zubac to play like this. And like I said, I've looked at him game after game after game. It's been several games this season where he's had double-digit rebounds, 1 or 2 blocks, and, he's had double-digit points. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if he's gonna play like that, and like I said, this team gets healthy, they'll be good to go. But the only problem is, Kawhi and PG, in regards to their health. Now, they've had health issues for years now. PG has been injury prone, so has Kawhi. So I mean, it's a huge bet on those 2 players simply because of their injury history. But of course, when them 2 players are healthy, there's not many, if any, better duo in the NBA when healthy. So I mean, I really hope that they come back and everything be fine. There's no timetable for either one. I've been hearing some good things in regards to both, though. Kawhi Leonard, I hear, is possibly gonna come back on the road trip that they have coming up here, and so will Paul George possibly. I think I saw Paul George says no more than 2 or 3 more games he'll miss, and he might actually be back. And I heard the same thing about Kawhi. He'll be going on the team with the road trip. He'll be going on the road trip with the team, and he might actually play the next game. You know what I'm saying? So that's good signs there. Hopefully that actually works out that way, because that's exactly what some people would envision, especially Kawhi having the ankle sprain. I think his ankle swole up a little bit, I think about a week ago or so, when that happened, when he went for that block. But I think the swelling and everything is down now. I've been hearing that Kawhi Leonard's definitely feeling good, feeling pretty good enough to go out there and play. He's practicing with the guys again. Paul George is practicing a little bit. So I mean, they're trying to be a little more precautious, of course, with both of those players, simply because that's their bread and butter right there. That's their money makers right there. So I understand what the Clippers are doing, but at the same time, I, just like a lot of other basketball fans out there, want to see them play, because I mean, you pay to see these players play. You go to games, live games. You want to see the best of the best. And then on top of that, me myself, like a lot of other people out there, NBA League Pass is not cheap. And if you're paying for NBA League Pass, that type of amount of money you're paying for to see the Clippers game specifically, or whoever your team is out there, you definitely want to see the main players out there more than the role players. I mean, that's just the way it is. So, I mean, I'm happy that Zubac had a great game. I mean, that's very, 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 very encouraging for the Clippers. But of course, at the same time, we need Kawhi and PG on the floor, because they will actually, make everything work, and they'll be the icing on the cake. So, I mean, hopefully they get back soon enough. Hopefully they get in the rhythm soon enough, because the West is getting tight. I mean, I'm looking at the schedules, I'm looking at the standings, and it's like every team is like 2 to 5 games apart to be the number 1 seed. So it's like you're like, if you're 5 games, if you're 2 or 3 games or 2 or 3 losses back, if you go on a 3 or 4 game winning streak, you possibly have a chance to be a number 2 seed, number 1 seed. That's how close the West is right now. Everybody's so bunched up. So, I mean, you got to get all the wins you can. You need to be as healthy as possible. You need to build the chemistry as much as possible, because if you see the West the way it's stacking up right now, it's going to get tougher as the season goes on, because, the Clippers' schedule is going to get tougher. Right now, their schedule is favorable, and they need to take advantage of that. So with that being said, let's see what happens going forward. Let's see when Kawhi and PG can return, and let's hope Zubac and the rest of the crew can continue what they're doing. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check my other videos if you haven't. Also, please like, subscribe if you haven't done that as well. And hey, till next time.